The morning after the night before, history made here last night in UPMC Nowlan Park, named after, of course, the president, James Nowlan. Back in the day, he was the longest ever serving GAA president, 20 years from 1901 to 1921. They don't do that anymore. You're only allowed the 3 years. But Jarlath Burns is in, and he's shaping up to be the best GAA president ever. What a speech he made last night for Offaly winning the All-Ireland Minor for the first time ever. This place was absolutely rocking. It was rocking a few weeks ago for Bruce Springsteen as well. They were playing Dancing in the Dark here 10 minutes ago, and it was rocking last night for Offaly. What an achievement for there. I hear the boys didn't leave until 11 o'clock last night, but Jarlath made the speech over in the stand, and the Offaly boys didn't want to leave. They wanted to savour it. The faithful county staying here all night to 11 o'clock. But a great story here as we looked at the Dublin boys there out on the pitch there warming up for their game against East Cork. I can tell you that there was a bit of a mess obviously in the stand with all the rubbish left from the big crowd that was here. But I was told that the Kilkenny under-15s were sent out this morning. Well, I say sent out. It wasn't as if they were directed and told they had to do it, but they will say voluntarily did it. They cleaned up in the terraces here. I took a couple of pictures. I'll put it up later on. But isn't that a great way to clean the place up and involve your under-15s in Kilkenny here? And that's the way they do things in Kilkenny. So they got them involved and they did the job cleaning the place up for the crowd that's in today. Won't be as big a crowd, but just as important a game in many ways for the development of hurling in the All-Ireland here. Celtic Challenge, Electric Ireland. This competition is actually the Corn John Scott, and it's East Cork who actually won it last year, and they're back to defend it. But a completely new set of players here from Dublin. That is the big group there with the Celtic Challenge on the jerseys there, lovely jerseys, and East Cork here as well. They've always been great supporters of this competition, and as I say, they won it last year. But Cork have actually put 4 teams in this year, so they're the best exponents at that level. 100 players, in other words, have got the chance to wear a county jersey and play at this level, which is absolutely terrific. I'm joined by Eddie Doyle today. Eddie, I've mentioned a lot of stuff there, from cleaning the place up to the development of hurling. Any thoughts on what we've got here? And beautiful setting with the sun doing its best to stay out as well.
Yeah, it is sure. Look, like you said last night, brilliant occasion, brilliant weather, All-Ireland final in Nowlan Park here. That's a brilliant thing for even Kilkenny, who we want just as a host. That was a brilliant occasion. But you're looking out today, then we've got a different competition as well, and like you said, it's an under-17, it's Celtic Challenge. It's all about development, and these players, I'm sure, have aspirations of going on maybe in the next 2-3 years, maybe, and getting to an under-20 panel. And wouldn't it be a great success for the likes of these competitions, these panels, for all these players to get this exposure and maybe develop to an under-20 player?
Well, you see the likes of Tyrone, Sligo, Fermanagh, Leitrim, who were involved in the Celtic Challenges yesterday, and they're counties that maybe don't have that many players, but here you're looking at the likes of Dublin and Cork can send in 4 teams. So how is it different developmentally for a county like that?
Well, like you say exactly, but you have the likes of the bigger counties, say, with the bigger clubs, the bigger capacity clubs, like the numbers and all that. But if you hadn't got 4 teams from Cork in here today, or you hadn't got this competition, how many players then are excluded from development? And you can you go back to under 14 and Cork will have 4 teams at that level. So you're coming up along carrying all these players, developing all these players, and they deserve their day out. They didn't make a minor panel in their counties, but fully deserve to be where they are today, to get an occasion like this, a final for them as well. And you talking about the likes of the tier 2 counties as well. Isn't it brilliant for them to get a final too as well? And you'd love to see them maybe progress and maybe coming up into the likes of these competitions if they're able for it as well and progress. And it's a great opportunity for the likes of that.
Let's have a look at the East Cork team then. There is one change from the lineup we're showing you on the screen there, and Garode Geary is replaced by number 23 Cullen Condon. He's from SARS, which brings their representation from that club up to 6, the same as Middleton. He will go into midfield for Dara Cummins, and Dara will go to wing back there. The 2 joint captains are at 3 and 6 up the middle, Matthew McSweeney and Liam Fitzgerald. But it's Cork, and they'll be good, and even if it's their second string, they'll be good. Do you know anything about these sort of lads here?
No, like you said, I don't know anything about these, but you're guaranteed with Cork, you're guaranteed pace and you're guaranteed running as well, and loads of skill. Be great to see what they're like. But looking down on the teams, you kind of see, I know we haven't mentioned Dublin yet, but Dublin maybe a little bit more physical, maybe a little bit bigger than Cork, but Cork have done that over the years, produced really good hurlers, and like the O'Connors, Gerard and Ben O'Connor, all these lads might be 6 foot, but they can all hurl.
Absolutely. Let's have a look at the Dublin lads then, and their captain is Conal Murphy from Clontarf. He is at number 6. James Ryan at 4. Thomas Ambrose at 7 are both Kilmacud Crokes, as is the manager Jim Ryan. No relation to James, even though they're from the same club. And looking around there as well, there's one change there as well. 15 Alan Delaney is replaced by Adam Rooney from St Sylvester's up there in the north side of Dublin, out Portmarnock direction. Navan Miernog and Sylvester's out there, so they are out in Malahide. And looking around the rest again, a nice spread across the entire Dublin county and city, which is good to see, and that must be one of the aims as well, Eddie.
It is, yeah. Look, but you look, the likes of these, you're talking about the full county, Dublin county, so it's across, you know, where we mentioned before, the likes of the Middleton and all these as having great representation on the Cork team, but this is a county-wide thing for Dublin, so exactly, loads of different clubs, loads of clubs represented. Brilliant.
I'm just looking at the captains out there with the referee Patrick Murphy from Carlow. And it's the number 6 who's in there, as I say, Conal Murphy, and then you have the 2 joint captains there, number 6 from East Cork and the number 3. So Cork wearing white today, but the jerseys specially made for this occasion. And the jerseys are important because they're representing their counties, and they might have missed out maybe on the A squad for the minor All-Ireland bid or Leinster bid, but they're getting a chance here, and so they're not being lost to it, and they're getting really meaningful games, although I have to say maybe less pressure, which is a good thing, isn't it?
Oh, it is, yeah. Like, it's definitely less pressure on the players, but then again, if you're in that setup as well and you're taking it seriously, you know, and these players want to develop, they will put a certain amount of pressure on themselves. But like, you go back to the likes of jerseys and you're talking about a B competition, but these chaps will go back to their clubs and they'll all bring home their jerseys, and there'll be a fierce amount of pride in them wearing those jerseys. So they come out here today, this is their All-Ireland final now, you know, so this will be helter-skelter, I'd imagine.
I was listening to the excellent Echo Sports podcast about this game, the boys in Cork talking about it, and they made a couple of points, and one that I loved was football doesn't have this. And you know, hurling has developed this since 2016, these competitions, the Tánaóg and the Celtic Challenge, and it's got to the stage now where footballer might be starting to go, oh, hold on, why don't we have this here? You know, but it's worked really well for hurling. And one other question that they asked on the podcast, is the aim to win a minor All-Ireland? So you're developing players for the future to win a minor All-Ireland, or is it to develop the biggest number of hurlers who then, maybe if they don't play for their county or win an All-Ireland minor, they go back to their clubs as better players?
Yeah, absolutely. And I would have interviewed the Kilkenny minor manager a couple of weeks ago, Niall Bergen, and I actually asked him that question directly. What is it about? Is it about development or is it about winning? And you know, Niall spoke very well about it. It's all about development. It's all about the players. Like you said, if the players can move on and progress their inter-county career, or if they don't do that and go back to their clubs and progress and go back to their club a better, more confident player as well, and if you can pick up a bit of silverware along the way, well, that's just
a bonus.
That's the bonus at the end of it. On
the live stream, live chat, there's already a big crowd on there. And we have Cathal McKinley, best of luck Dublin from Westmeath, he says. Owen Broderick says he's in Singapore, best of luck to Colin Condon, who'd be delighted to hear that he is starting the game, which is about to start. Finn Kelly is watching in London. Theo Kelly shouting for East Cork from Western Australia. And Michelle Barry says, come on the Rebels. And Joshua Christensen says, go on Isaac, from East Cork, and that is for Isaac Oosthuizen, who is at number 15 from Ahada. So all those people watching this game and lots more around Ireland and around the world, and that's great to see, and it's great to be having the live stream available to showcase these young lads here. Now let's see what they can do. Let's see what they're like. It is Dublin, of course, in the blue against East Cork in the white. And that one's just going over the sideline here. I'm on the commentary here with Eddie Doyle, and it is the 2024 Electric Ireland Corn John Scott. That is the cup that they are playing for. All the cups this weekend, 6 finals named after people who died in Bloody Sunday. So there is Tom Hogan, Michael Hogan, and people like that, and yesterday Jerome O'Leary. So they are all being remembered through this competition. And we've another final on after this one here. But this game underway in the first couple of minutes, and this is Colin McCabe from Foz, and a bit of space out here for Liam Galvin. He's from St Finian's in Swords, very small club out in Swords. Annabelle Timothy, who's on the Dublin senior team, she's broken into that team as well from St Finian's. She would be, I think it's junior, Division 3, something like that, so low level, but good to see people like that represented at county level and getting this opportunity today to play. That's Liam Galvin, number 11, watch out for him. So it doesn't necessarily matter what club you're at, big club or small club in Dublin. They have a good spread, and that's a nice take by the full forward, I think it was, Carl Cooney. And he's laid it off to Colm D from Coola, and he gets the first score of the game, and beautifully taken, and nice hurling.
It is, yeah, it's very nice, and it's actually nice and relaxed as well. Great ball back out there as well. But even the Dublin, the number 7, he's gone into centre back there as well. He's very calm as well on the ball, and they're playing with a little bit of experience there, a little bit of a class about them.
Yeah, nice open game here. And again, a ball just played into the full forward line. And again, taken nicely. Although a nice block down by the number 2, Dara Cullen. And East Cork trying to persist. But yeah, if there's less pressure, I mean, is it... As we watch this go over, and that should be the first score for East Cork. And indeed, 2 lovely scores taken in the first couple of minutes, Eddie, and that one by the number 8, Cormac Barry from Bride Rovers. Is it a case that maybe the managers don't enforce the rigid tactics as much as you would maybe if it was the A Championship, and that lends itself maybe to more expressive
Exactly,
hurling?
yeah. But I suppose when we talk about development again, you know, you're trying to develop different aspects of the game as well. So look, leave it up to the players, maybe a bit of a short game, a bit of a long game. But you can see there is a bit of space out there now and people can hurl.
Absolutely, and this is the Liam Galvin I was talking to you about again, the number 11. That's the 21, Adam Rooney, who came in from the start, and this has gone straight to Thomas Ambrose, and he's just going to put it in there looking for Carl Cooney. He was the target earlier, doesn't get there on this occasion though. Good defending by the fullback Matthew McSweeney for East Cork, but is it going to... No, it's going to go to the left and it's going to go wide. But yeah, you don't hear the managers screaming at a player. Maybe they're not under pressure. I mean, a fullback, for example, if he doesn't get close, he's maybe thinking, if I miss a couple of them, I'm going to get taken off. But maybe it's not quite as pressured that way here.
Yeah, because I even watched the under-19, the new league, under-19 league there a couple of weeks ago here in Kilkenny as well, which Kilkenny were lucky enough to win. And that had the same feel about it as well, but there was a bit of space and a bit of open hurling. So really good now.
Rooney isn't able to take it. And instead, that's Jack Tierney from SARS. They were to start with 5. They've now started with 6 because the sub Colin Condon, or the man who was enlisted in the subs, came in. So 6 from SARS, 6 from Middleton, the Magpies, so all from East Cork and Youghal. If you know your East Cork, I've been to that pitch. It's basically on the beach. So that's where they are over there. But 4 teams from Cork. They've Cork City, they've West Cork, all in there, but 100 players probably overall benefiting from this competition. It's got really warm now, hasn't it? It's going to be a tough afternoon out there. It's got hot.
It has, yeah. And as we're looking at the game, we're talking about that openness as well. But and you said the tactics, looking at the way the teams have set up. They're nearly playing with a 3-man full forward line, which nearly at this times now was nearly unheard of.
Are you a traditionalist?
I'm going to sit on the fence. A little bit traditional, a little bit of a short game, mix it all up a little bit.
Yeah, they're sort of man on man. We're not being too defensively minded here, and they're letting them go out and play, which is good to see. This is Cormac Barry, and Barry persists, and he's trying to get through there, but he's forced to come back, and John Temple's out there, number 10, but not needed, and it was Oosthuizen who went for it and just goes to the left. Not a traditional name for hurling, Oosthuizen.
No, it's not, no. Maybe a bit of a German feel to it, but again,
wasn't there a golfer years ago, wasn't there, Oosthuizen, something like that? But anyway, sorry, go on ahead.
No, I'll leave that one to you, but just saying Cork as well, very good there, but loads of options as well to recycle that ball out again, so really nice level of hurling here now as well.
Yeah, it's enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
And the man bundled over the line. Well, the crowd getting involved in that. It's not as if they're just here for a relaxed afternoon. They want to win this, and you know they're here to support their young men, and good to see that as well. Big crowd yesterday up in Ballyshannon for the second game, so it's great to see them invested, and they're really buying into this competition.
It is brilliant as well, yeah. I mean, this competition is going on for, I don't know how long it's going
2016.
on. 2016, is it? I mean, it's a brilliant, like we spoke earlier on about the chance, you know, if these players didn't make their mind, if this competition wasn't here, they're at home with their clubs, and here they are representing their counties.
That looks like it's going over.
Yeah.
And it is, yeah, all the way from the sideline. Great score.
Brilliant.
And the crowd liked that, partly because they were right behind it and they could see where it was going. But that was nicely taken, and it was actually this man who's maybe going to get on the ball here, number 13. If he gets a pass here, he might get it. Will he get it from Lenan? And in the end, is it going to go in? No, it's well saved, actually. It was Jude Devoy who had the effort, but it was well saved by Con Corcoran, the goalkeeper from Nafena. Looks certain to be a goal. He usually would back the forward in hurling on that sort of occasion, but he didn't quite get there.
It is, yeah, but the keeper came out, he made himself big as well. It was actually very brave of that keeper. Very brave.
Stays 2 points to 1. The scoreboard above the stand there says Corky, but it's East Cork. It's not the whole of Cork, but maybe they didn't have room for the whole thing there. I'm just checking on the live stream as well, and Emer Gillespie is enjoying it. Says good luck to the lads. And Ian Foley says the Foleys are watching from Orlando, and Robbie Oosthuizen says he's watching from Spain. You're not really, are you, lads? send me a picture. I don't believe you. The lad says he's watching from Kildare. I believe that one. But yeah, it doesn't matter where you're watching it from as long as you're enjoying the coverage. And obviously that's a relation of Isaac Oosthuizen at number 15. He's from Ahada, but I hope I'm pronouncing the name correctly. maybe you could let me know phonetically if I've got it right or wrong. Dublin now, as I say, the sun getting very bright here. Nice hook there, and it's the number 8 who's been very busy, Cormac Barry, and he's made a good start to the game. And this lad has as well Finn O'Connor, and I think it was him who got the second point for them.
It was Cormac has a point there as well. Cormac number 8 there as well. He done really well. Again, lovely footwork out and get out of that bit of trouble as well and draw the free. But like you said, the sun is really shining here today. Brilliant.
This is the replay of the save, and yeah, the goalkeeper did really well, and you know, he did try to go low, but it was good keeping. We're right behind this one again. Has he got it just inside the post? Yeah. He's done it from both sides now and both sidelines, and that's deadly finish. And then that's 3 points to 1 now for East Cork. And we're 7.5 minutes in. It's got really hot out there now. The temperature seems to be rising by the minute. We had a lovely day yesterday up in Donegal, and I thought it was going to be a bit overcast today, but no, it's absolutely beautiful here in UPMC Nowlan Park, and another lovely block. How many blocks have we seen in the first 8 minutes of this game? And a lot of them have been from the East Cork lads, to be fair. And there's a nice ball put in by Barry. Get it in there and let them fight for it, and it's broken through to Oosthuizen. And is Isaac going to get a goal? He isn't. That keeper is going to make his second save, and very brave at the second time of asking. Corcoran made the great save, and then he had to put his hand up there with hurls flying about, Eddie.
It was, yeah. But as you call him, the Cork player who's out in there, probably should have taken the ball on a little bit more. He stood still to hit that ball, and if he had to bear down on the goal, he was definitely putting the odds in his favour.
It just looked like he didn't connect as he would wanted, you know, but he had to go for it. But yeah, maybe another couple of steps, but it remains 3 points to 1. But East Cork have had 2 goal chances now.
Yeah, and definitely you can't take away from the goalie as well. He's doing really well. Like you said, the recovery when the ball up in the air, put up his hand between the 2 Dublin players, or the 2 Cork players.
Yeah,
done
he
really
could
well.
Easily I got a wrap across the knuckles there.
Well worth it, well worth it.
Shannon Steins from St Peregrine. So another block down. This is really a feature of this East Cork team. They've obviously been really well coached, because they keep winning these little duels, and there was one down here to your right a few minutes ago as well, and they're very good at getting in and around, aren't they?
They are, yeah. But you see the Dublin centre back there, the captain, Colin Murphy as well. He's very good on the ball, but he's just probably taking maybe that little bit, half second too much on the ball. So a little bit more urgency, and Cork mightn't get the opportunity, or East Cork mightn't get the opportunity for those blocks. Now
apparently we have viewers in Wisconsin as well. I'm beginning to really doubt this now, but I did ask, to be fair. Aaron is watching in Guyan, he says, and Folan says some save, love that save, and Tom Buggy says Ben Herbert is some player. Well, we'll find out about that. The O'Connells are watching as well, says come on Dublin. They say they're watching from Paris. They're none of them watching in Ireland at all. They're all abroad. Must be all on holidays. Oh, here Joshua has clarified, it's pronounced Oosthuizen. Oosthuizen, oh, I got it now. Love from Isaac's cousin in Denmark. Oosthuizen, so not Oosthuizen, Oosthuizen. I got it now. Thank you for that. And Cian McGuire says he's watching from Sicily. Up the Dubs. And yeah, lots of comments coming in. Is that going to go in?
No,
just to the left.
Wide, yeah.
Just to the left from the full forward Cian Stack on that occasion. Another of the Middletown boys. Now Corcoran changes the direction and goes way over to the far side. And it's Barry again, busy picking up the break ball, but has he lost possession? He has. Dublin have won it back, and every time they get a chance they put it into the full forward, and why not? He's a great big fella in there, but that's great defending again by Matthew McSweeney. And after, I think it was Cooney set up the first point for Dublin, the next couple of balls that went in there, Matthew McSweeney has won them. He's won the duels, and Dublin will have to vary it a little bit if they're going to be a little bit predictable going for him all the time. This is the other full forward. This is Cian Stack, 14, lays it off to Jamie Lenan, and the man from Youghal is through with a goal chance, and he buries it. Well, the goalkeeper has done brilliantly so far, Corcoran. He saved 2, but he was never saving that one, and East Cork get the first goal of the game.
It is, but around that middle third, they're creating overlaps, and the man off the shoulder, even we see the man come in there, number 23 as well, Colin Condon. He was an option as well for that ball, but no, definitely Jamie Lenan created, scored loads to do. He was 45 yards out when he got that ball, loads to do, and a great goal.
It opened up for him too, though, and it was he had a clear sight of goal, and once he got it in the corner, there was no chance the keeper was going to save that one. Over in the far corner now, this is Jack Tierney. So the threat's been there. The
threat has been there, and it's the Dublin goalie has been very, very good as well. So, like you said, East Cork have been threatening there.
So they have the first goal, 1-3 to a point. And I was saying there, the Dublin need to vary it a bit, and that's maybe what they're doing now. This is the number 21. This is Rooney. But yeah, they just keep lumping it into the full forward. They have isolated him there, but McSweeney has copped onto that.
Yeah, isolate him there, but maybe get someone else in beside him as well. Maybe just like you said, varied up a little bit. But out around here, they are getting blocked down. So the short game, they just need to be a little bit more urgent with that. But definitely impressed with Cork, and it's surprising that I mentioned before the game that in the huddles I thought that the East Cork team looked a little bit smaller than Dublin. But when you actually see them out there beside them, they're actually every bit as big as Dublin.
They are, and very, very skillful, as you would expect as well, as you say, from Cork. They've obviously done a lot of work on the skills, and that's not just over the last couple of months, that's the clubs as well and the schools, and focusing on that. So yeah, you can have your strength and conditioning, but you need to have the hurling skills.
Yeah, but you look at the Offaly under 20 team, you know, physically they're probably not up there with some of the other counties, but they have ability, you know, really Adam Screeney, just, you know, case in point, like very, very
We've
good.
seen him at Fitzgibbon level as well, but then again, look at Limerick, you know, and they're giants, those lads. A lot of them are absolute units.
They can hurl as well, that's the thing.
Exactly, yeah,
a bit of both.
So you can get the mix, but yeah, there has to be room for the smaller fella who can get in and around as well. Yeah,
well, Cullen Condon there, come on, he started number 23. He started for East Cork in midfield. He's a small little fella there as well, but he's actually very prominent in the early stages of this game, getting on loads of ball.
Now, they need this, Dublin, just to settle them a little bit. They've only got the 1 point, and if I remember it, did they take the lead, or maybe it was just the equaliser, but since then, that one's gone wide, and they remain just with a 1 point, Dublin. Now, the goalkeeper for East Cork is Conor Finn from Middleton. He's taking his time here. Both goalkeepers have got that gold jersey, and he doesn't seem to have a spare slither back there, which is a bit surprising, isn't it? They're waiting to get it for him, and they've got it now, but it's going in behind the ball net. But you would usually have 2 or 3 there, wouldn't you?
Yeah, they're pucking them down there now.
Yeah, the yellow ones come in, so we'll get moving now. But it just seems very open, you know. Players are not necessarily right up on each other. Let's see where this goes. Well, he's given that a fair bit of distance, well into the Dublin half. 23 going for it there is Condon for East Cork, but there's another one put into that full forward area, but well taken by Jack Tierney, and easily taken as well. Support comes in from Liam Fitzgerald. Might get rid of it at the second time of asking, and he does. Into the middle of the field. Now, who's going to get that one? It's Dublin, but the referee is going to give them a free, is it? Is that a free for Dublin? Or
looks like he's
gone the other way now. It's gone Cork, is it? No, it is for Dublin. I think they might have preferred advantage there, no?
Maybe so. Look at all the space in front of him there. Yeah, definitely.
Looked like he was away.
Yeah.
Linesperson directing him to take it just outside the 65. So he had a chance a minute ago that went wide. This a little bit more central. Second opportunity for Dublin as we come up to the first quarter mark. Nearly 15 minutes gone. Has he got it this time? He has.
Definitely, yeah.
2 points for Dublin. And a generous round of applause, which I think is more aimed at just giving them a bit of encouragement after conceding a goal and a couple of points in a row there. Liam Fitzgerald, he goes for a diagonal ball down into the corner, but doesn't get there. Murphy got there first, but Cork still benefited on the break with Devoy, and that's a nice finish by him. He made a nice run there coming across and just picked up the loose ball, and once he had a little bit of space, he wasn't going to miss. And the number 12 from Ahada makes it 1-4. It
was a brilliant bit of play, wasn't it? A sharp hook out there to Liam Fitzgerald, the centre back, and a lovely ball in. Brilliant score. Here we're on again.
This could be a brilliant score too if it goes over, and that is a super score. He caught it straight from the puck out and put it over beautifully, and that's a nice response. That's 2 lovely scores in about 30 seconds. Nice catch.
Nice catch. Dublin need more of that, don't they? They need more to get more scores to put pressure on East Cork. Even a goal if they can get it in this first half.
Well, that's a couple of points for them in a couple of minutes after only scoring 1 in about the first 14, and there's a chance now for a third one. So they're starting to get back into this, and as a neutral you always want to see a good game, and there's lots of skill out there, and they're beginning to enjoy themselves and relax a bit maybe.
They are indeed, but like these scores are so important as well. But look at he's missed one there, but he's proven himself to be a decent free taker as well, Callum D. So take his time now and just put this over the bar and make sure of it.
I think it was him got the first score from play as well, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
So Callum D from Kula. He's the only Kula man in the starting 15, and he has found his range. 1-4 plays 4, just a goal between them. Now this one is dropping down around the right half forward area for East Cork. Cooney, or rather Stack, is out there, the number 14 for them. It's hard to get used to Cork wearing white, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Cork to be
I'm marking
blue.
scores on the wrong side here already.
Okay. This is Robertson from Crooks. Has to cycle back and does. That's a little bit too congested in there. Tried to get it to Galvin. But in and around there, Galvin is fighting hard, trying to get it. Owen Ahern, number 2, is he in there as well? And eventually it's Cooney back there, the number 14. And he's blocked down by Steins. That was actually Cian Stack, the 14 for East Cork. This now is Thomas Ambrose, another of the Crooks contingent. I think that's going to the right, looking by the body language, and indeed it is. But that was a decent opportunity in the middle of the field. It just didn't get the accuracy.
Yeah, and again, Dublin with plenty of options back there because the Cork half-forward line and midfield had dropped back so much. But I think we have a change on the East Cork team. I see number 22 going on there for number 10. Where I think it's a permanent sub.
Already?
Yes.
Well, there was 2 or 3 made yesterday after about 20 minutes by one of the teams. There's another one today, so we'll pick that up in a second. But let's follow this. This is the left half forward for East Cork. Or rather Jude Devoy got a point a minute ago off his left, and is that another one?
It is, yeah, it's a very good score.
That's a better one, actually.
Yeah, he's obviously very accurate. If they can get him on the ball, he's an option as well, and that's 2 off his left hand side. Looks very, very, very comfortable on it.
I can't believe you were saying they were smaller. He's in the corner and he's a big lad.
It must be the white jerseys that look.
Yeah, maybe it is. Yeah. Now that one's dropping in and around. No clean catch, but will Dublin get this on the break? Oh, he's put that away from the crowd for himself, but it was well followed by the fullback McSweeney, who's made a really good start to this game. He's stopped about 4 or 5 attacks on his own. This is Cooney. Little bit of room here, and this is the guy you were talking about who's just come in, Jack Mannix from Bride Rovers, and that is what you call a sub making an impact.
It was, yeah. He's very similar to the other chap there, 23, Cullen Condon, to come in as well as regards physique. But yeah, that's the impact he wants on the field within a couple of minutes and puts the ball over the bar. Really, really good for his confidence.
And it makes it 1-6 to 4. Last 2 scores have gone to East Cork. Condon. He does well just to lay it off there to Stack, who's playing very deep. You were talking about Dublin leaving 3 up. East Cork definitely haven't done that, but this is Finn O'Connor getting in behind from SARS and finishes it well. Well, they've left more room up there with just the 2 men, but when you forwards like that works.
It does work, and East Cork are starting to get a bit of a hold on it as well, winning loads of ball around that middle third as well, and they have options up there. Like you said, they're
is that primarily because they have 14 all the way out here? Stack is out here, and Lenan, they brought them out into that middle area.
Maybe so, yeah. But they seem to be able to maybe even compete a little bit stronger as well. I think they're coming out with more dirty ball as well. It's not just loose ball they're picking up.
Dublin love to put that ball over that sort of press though and leave a one-on-one, but again, the number 14 hasn't been able to get it. Not yet anyway. He's up against Owen Ahern in there, the number 2, and help comes in, but Dublin might still get it. No, they don't. And they're going through the part of the pitch there that isn't in the best of condition at the minute, so a little bit tricky, but they persist. This is Condon again, and he clears his lines and puts it in long, puts it in deep. And Cork very good on the break, aren't they? And this is Lenan again, and he speeds off. Oh, that's brilliant speed and great control as well, and a clever ball across, and a nice goal as well. Well finished at the back post, but it was the pace, it was the power, it was the directness, and it's the second goal of the game, and it was well made and well finished by Isaac Oosthuizen.
It was. The referee's just going in and just seeing, is he checking for a square ball? Nope.
Well, he's checking anyway. You don't think so on the video evidence?
No, look back here,
no,
maybe.
They don't have the video evidence.
No, we have the benefit of the video, yes. But again, really good.
He looked like he came in.
He did, yeah. No, he was standing. You could see it in the replay there. You could definitely, yeah. But again, Cork's use of the ball has been very, very good. The Dublin centre back there as well. Our captain Colin Murphy was sitting back.
Oh, they're not going to give it. I can see
no,
the body language.
They're not giving
it. No, they're not giving it. Will we have another look at it? Just to make sure here, and I'll block the light out so we can see this on our screen ourselves. But as it comes across, no, I think that was a good one. Yeah. All right. Yeah, Dublin got away with that. So it remains 1-7 to 4.
Maybe a bit of luck that Dublin need to get themselves in the game as well.
What a brilliant catch there in the middle of the field. We're seeing such terrific skills. And that's actually another sub who's come in. That's 19 for East Cork. Daniel McCarthy from Carricktool. Super catch. And spreading the play is Devoy. He's very good off that left side. He's taken a couple of nice points, and that's a lovely crossfield diagonal pass. And there's another one right into the middle looking for Cormac Barry. And off goes Cormac, and he's going low for that corner, and he finds it. He's been one of the best players so far. Well, he's been joined on the field by his clubmate Jack Mannix, and maybe he came on as an impact sub, and he's bringing the best out in Cormac. But Cormac has been super, and East Cork do get their goal this time.
They do, but in the last few minutes they have taken it. But it's great to see the amount of subs going on the field for East Cork. They're bringing on plenty. People are getting the reward for what they've done over the year and maybe the previous years as well, and they're getting on the field in their final, which is brilliant to see.
And it can't be that they need to bring them on. It's not like they're in bother. There's another brilliant
No,
catch.
you can see it's obviously a choice, a decision they've made before the game. It's premeditated. Get
and
players
it's great
on the
that
field.
you're allowed to make as many subs.
Oh,
that's in the spirit of it.
That's brilliant.
Now this is Barry again. I thought he was going to go off his left, but he had the option. And, well, he's got a few tricks, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. Very unorthodox, but ball went over the bar. He's been very, very good, like I said, getting on the ball, and he's getting scores as well. I think that's 1-2 he has there as well. Brilliant player.
Doesn't matter how it goes over.
Exactly, yeah, they all count the same, don't they?
Yeah, well, you need to do that. You know, he was forced to change direction there, and he ran out of space, but he adapted to the situation, and it's now 2-8-4, and all of a sudden there's a huge gap there, isn't there?
There is a huge
10
gap.
points.
Yeah, but you look at on the field, and we can see it. Dublin still playing with that isolated man in the full forward line, which they hadn't done from the very start, but they have done now for long periods of the game. But they're just not hitting them with quality ball.
Well, the defence has done very well too. They're very close on him, and as you'll see here again, although he gets to it this time, but look at the Cork players coming in and around, and they will defend again here. But yeah, Dublin haven't had a sniff up there. They haven't had one look at goal, and it's been cleared again, and that is what you call direct. Put it up there and let them fight for it. But Dublin now with their captain Conal Murphy looking like they should clear their lines, and they do, but blocked down. Hook there by Barry, who seems to be everywhere at the minute. He's been absolutely terrific. And are they going to get it back here, East Cork? Well, they're starting to torment Dublin, and are they going to get through? They're not, but look how hard Dublin have had to fight just to get clearing their lines here when they look favourite to clear the lines, and they eventually get it with Colin McCabe and that direct ball in. But Cork have another man back there to mind the house. They've 2 against 1, and there he is. He's been used now. It's their centre half back. It's Liam Fitzgerald. And this is Stack under pressure, but still keeps his composure, and that's a dangerous one. I don't think it was a pass. Nearly ended up being a pass, but yeah, Cork very much in control now after 24 minutes. And now Dublin sending in 2 subs, so yeah, they're just firing men in as well. And I see East Cork have now brought off their number 14 Stack and sent on 24. So yeah, I like what they're doing here. Fionn Daly from Kilta Og, and for Dublin there, they have taken off Liam O'Connell and have sent in, I missed those 2 numbers, or I was talking about 20's gone in for Dublin, so that's Scott Cassidy Walker from O'Toole's, and the other one,
I think Daramar from Nafina.
Yep. So the theory behind that all is not necessarily trying to win the game, but just rolling them on, and maybe it's something to do with the heat as well. Exactly,
because it's actually very, very warm here in Kilkenny today, but even Dublin, it's development, get players on the field, but the likes of the full forward up there.
That's a great score.
Great score as well, but just saying the likes of the full forward up there as well, Cooney, he's very isolated. He probably needs a little bit of help as well. So within the game as well, I know they're trying to get players on the field, but he definitely needs help up there, because you have Owen Ahern back there is playing very well for Cork.
Well, Adam Rooney's in and around there, but he's heading off to the side now. But that last score, by the way, was Liam Galvin from St Finian's in Swords for Dublin. That's their 5th point of the game, and all their points have been from distance. They haven't really got in and around the house to really threaten. There's Barry again, surely not from there. Stop it. How is this guy not in the A squad?
Yeah, you're looking at it, and isn't it brilliant? And these kind of competitions generate that debate as well, and it's brilliant to be going back. And you'd love for a Cork minor manager or selectors to be looking here and saying, well, we were looking at this chap, yeah, definitely deserves to be brought in now as well, which is brilliant.
Maybe there was a reason why he didn't get in. Who knows what was going on, but he's certainly outstanding here today, and maybe that's nice that he's able to come to prominence at this stage of the season, and he's got a platform here to show what he can do.
Yeah, and exactly, you're talking about the likes of this competition, and maybe at the start of the year when he was in with the full team and had that chance, maybe he wasn't ready for it, so he comes back to this competition, gets a few scores, gets on the ball, gets confidence, and then he's, a few months after, he's a different player.
Well, Charlotte Burns, president, in his match programme there talks about the stepping stone between Fela and under-20s. So if you're watching this and you're from Cork, you're going, well, that fella's coming into the under-20s. There's no doubt about that, isn't it? And whereas before, mightn't have been noticed,
Exactly, yeah. Like we referenced, this ball is going over the bar. Well, we referenced the under-19 Leinster competition as well, which is the same as this, a development competition. This year was the first year Kilkenny won it, and after that final you had Sean Hunt from St Martin's and Lahoff from James Stephens, and they were brought into the under-20 panel on the back of that successful under-19 campaign, which is very, very good.
This is Galvin again, deep around the middle of the field. He's come foraging to get the ball, and he's going again. It's a long range effort from Dublin, and they've got some nice scores from distance, but a lot of wides too, to be fair. They're not working it in as much as Cork would do. They're not getting into that scoring zone.
Yeah, but Cork seem to have, excuse me, when you look up the field, they've got the three in the full forward line. They seem to have more options when you get your head up as well. So maybe the Dublin players are not seeing options, and that's why they're forced to take those long shots.
A little bit of room here. And beyond that, it is man on man, to be fair. And it's gone right through. It is that direct ball. And is he going to get there? This fella's been brilliant, McSweeney. You know, he's tortured the full forward there, and he's won nearly every ball that's come in apart from the first one, and he's just marked him beautifully, whether getting the first ball or the second ball. And then you see he drops in, and he's left it to the number 2, Ahern, to take him. So they're well organised back there. They all know what they're doing. It might help that the goalkeeper, the number 2 and the number 3 are all from the same club from Middleton.
It definitely helps as well, but they're well able to hurl it, well able to win their own ball in those 50-50 battles as well.
Didn't connect there, did he?
No, he didn't.
He was in a bit of room there, but he just couldn't get it away, and it is easily cleared. We're coming up to the last couple of minutes of the first half, and it has been an enjoyable game of hurling so far. And on the scoreboard, Cork are well ahead, 9 points ahead, but Dublin still hurling well. And with all the changes that both teams are making, rotating players all the time, Dublin could still get back into this.
It is, you know yourself now, the likes of making changes just changes dynamics in the game as well, so it's hard to keep that consistency going, that performance going for Cork. But here Cork are again.
That was a nice sideline from Colin McCabe, but it went straight to the Cork player. And this is Josh Hogan, the number 7. Haven't mentioned him so far, but he's from Middleton too, number 7 for East Cork, clearing his lines there. You see all the different numbers in there above 15, because both teams have sent in plenty of players, like this one, number 24, that's Fionn Daly, and he gets it away. Now I think he was going for a score rather than a pass there, but ended up being neither.
It was, again, we haven't seen too much of that from the Cork side of it here today, about that, you know, that ball. He probably had a better option there, but again, you mentioned, yeah, number 24, and they really are getting loads of players on the field, which is like we said, it's really brilliant again.
One thing I noticed yesterday in one of the games, there was very little added time as well, because these games flow. They seem to flow a lot more than other games, and nobody has been injured so far, which is great. And here come Dublin. No, he's got away. This is good play. A little bit of space, but again from distance, and they just don't work it in the same way. Now they might get a goal at the end of it with a bit of fortune there from the mistake by the goalkeeper, but he has recovered brilliantly. Conor Finn, nervy little moment there, but again it was more Dublin just putting it in there in hope rather than expectation, and you know they're just not knitting it together.
It was actually a shot that just dropped short. Yeah. And again, we're up in the stand, we can't really see what, you know, the sun, but I'm sure the sun is in the goalie's eyes down there as well. And like everyone, you know, it's well known, the corner forward can drop the ball 10 times in the game and doesn't get that reaction, but the goalie drops it back there on the goal line as well, and all of a sudden it's panic stations.
There's another sideline ball that is well enough connected, but the Cork fella just seems to read it every time. It goes straight to a Cork.
Yeah, they have numbers back, like that's what I'm saying, that the Dublin players in there are a little bit isolated. Maybe change up the full forward and maybe go more traditional with 3.
East Cork get it again. Nice little pick up there by the centre half forward Jamie Lennon, and off he goes. They're trying to hook him, but he's got an option, and he's got Finn O'Connor, and the door was closed in the end, but Cork again with a goal threat. 2-9 to 6. We're now on added time at the end of the first half. I'd say it's probably only a minute, so maybe 30 seconds to go here, as this one drops down right in front of us and goes over everybody and over the line.
It was a brilliant goal chance there for Cork, but I think the Dublin cornerback James Ryan, I think, got across, sensed the danger as well and got across. That was really, really good cornerback play as well. Cornerbacks don't generally get too much of the highlights because they're not up at the scoring end of the field, but that was really good play there and definitely saved the shot.
I like the way you're highlighting the underprivileged. It's the second time.
Storing my life back in that corner.
Lots of people joining us online. We're up to nearly 500 devices here, so great to have that huge crowd on watching this game, and these lads will be delighted that they're getting a big audience, because everybody can't make it here today and their skills deserve to be highlighted. This is Jamie Lennon again. Nice play by Cork. Do you see the way I mean about knitting it together a little? They're a little bit more creative and just connected up there. And they seem to have a lot of skills as well. Now that's a nice block down by Eduardo Tume. He's from Raheny, the number 3 for Dublin. Did well there, and it's gone out for a 65.
Yeah, but the Cork use of the ball, whether they're going long or going short, like you said, they're knitted together. They're really they're playing great balls. Like Dublin centre back there again, we mentioned him loads of times. The captain Corey Murphy. Yeah, he's back there picking up that position, sitting back. But Cork are not dropping too many balls on top of him either. Like, you know, so even those long balls, they're well able to find men as well, and to have ball winners in the full forward line well, and well able to take on their men as well and get scores. So again, you'd have to say, even with the changes, doesn't really seem to have affected Cork too much, East Cork too much, compared to maybe Dublin.
Yeah, I like the way in close quarters they've got great skill and they can just lift the ball and turn and get away, that kind of thing, or just their stick works really nice. But
traditionally, like we mentioned again, you know, Cork are like that. They're like that for years. Always have hurlers, always have classy little touches.
Yeah, go back to Jimmy Barry Murphy and all the way through. You know, as you say, the O'Connors and boys like that all the way through. They've always had nice hurlers like that, and they concentrate on the stick work and really close quarters and really good. There is half time now, just to 2.5 minutes or so extra played at the end, but an enjoyable first half, and we'll be back after the teams go in and get a little bit of water and get a well-deserved rest, because it is hot out there. We'll be back with the second half in about 6 or 7 minutes time right here on this live stream, and there will be another live stream afterwards. We will be showing the second game here today on a separate live stream, available free to watch on the official GAA YouTube channel. But for now, goodbye. Welcome back to UPMC Nowlan Park for the second half of the 2024 Electric Ireland Corn John Scott Cup Final. East Cork leading 2-9-6, and they are in the white as Patrick Murphy drops the slither in amongst the midfielders. And it's going to be East Cork in the white playing this half from right to left as you're watching. Dublin with a little bit of work to do. See if there's any changes at half-time, although it becomes a little bit difficult to follow them because there are a lot of subs coming on throughout the game and they're not announced, but you've unlimited substitutions. But this is good driving forward from the man who's been there all the way through the centre half forward, now forced back. That's Jamie Lennon. He's from the Yall club. There's number 22. That's underlining what I was saying. That's Jack Mannix, who came on after about 10 minutes of the first half, or maybe 15. That's a lovely finish. And Cork starting the second half where they left off, full forward, Cian Stack on target, and that makes it 2-10-6 Eddie Doyle.
It does, yeah, and Cork, look, it's the first score, the first play of the game, but Dublin need to be getting them starts now as well. They need to get a little bit of confidence, get a few scores on the board and get themselves back just a little bit more competitive in this game.
Well, it looks like East Cork are going for another one, and it's the same man again, and that's an even better one. And he's batted it over there. Did he shorten his stick there because the guy was coming behind him? And just lovely finish.
It is, yeah, what we're talking about in the first half as well, that Cork, their stick work and their awareness around the field, and that's all that was. A little bit of cuteness, shorten up the stick and over the bar with his left side. It was brilliant.
Lennon could be 3 in a row. No, he's left it short. Just 2 points at the start of the second half, but we've only been playing a minute and a half. Dublin need to get going a little bit. Now they've drilled that down into the corner, and it was more just put it into the space and let them go for it, and it didn't work. Whereas in the first half, Eddie, East Cork were putting balls down there, and every time the East Cork man seemed to get it. Yeah,
but we see now from the start as well, Dublin have had from the start of this game 3 men in the full forward line, so maybe that's just a conscious decision they're doing, put the ball into the full forward line with more bodies in there.
Nice strike out into the middle of the field, but it's the Dublin man who picks it up, number 20, Scott Cassidy Walker from O'Toole's. And has he got it? Yes, the flag has been raised, and Dublin's first score of the second half, and a good one as well. He read that from the sideline really well, and a nice finish.
It is, and if Dublin just get a few more of them, that's all they want, just a little bit to build their confidence, a few scores on the board as well, and make it a really good day for them, make it a really good occasion, because you don't want East Cork now to get too far ahead of them.
No, but you also have to win these balls around the middle, the break balls, and East Cork have won most of those, but Dublin have got it back here now. And right down below us in the yellow helmet, that was the number 22 Darren Maher from Na Fianna. This is Callum D from Coola, who had a very good first half in the jersey. Obviously tugged, he got advantage but couldn't get away, so now he's going to get his free, and that should be a point.
It is, but isn't it an awful lot better from Dublin already? When I know the first ball went in without over the sidelines, but to have bodies in there again, and the likes of who you mentioned there, who got that free, Callum D, who'll take it himself as well, but in their positive take on his man. But Dublin have the bodies in there now as well, so the better ball in with more bodies, you'd love to see it win more possession and get more scores. And like this Callum D, I'm sure he'll put this one over the bar.
He's actually the only one of 37 on the panel from the Coola club, and it's a huge club, but they've a nice spread through the whole county there, and they've clubs like Sylvester's, O'Toole's, Round Towers, Ballybowden, St Enda's, Crumlin, Setanta. It's like they've gone around the whole county and nearly tried to get just one from nearly every, or well, there's a lot more than 30 clubs there, but one from a lot of clubs, and spread it out, and that's good as well to spread the game of hurling. So you can see what they're doing, but maybe it means they're not quite as knitted together, or maybe they haven't been playing as much together. But East Cork just seem, East Cork's maybe a little bit of a tighter area, if you like.
That's definitely, like you mentioned,
there's 6 from one club and 6 from another. So Ahada, Middleton, Yall, I mean, they're all from these lads probably know each other from school and that.
Just going to say it as well, you got it from the clubs as well, and probably know themselves from each other from school. So definitely you can see a little bit more that team thing, like you said, from East Cork. But Dublin, again, great to see so many different clubs represented from Dublin.
And that is maybe the long-term benefit, maybe rather than just winning this cup, maybe that's what Dublin are aiming at.
Definitely, like you said, development. It's all about development. It's all about getting those players on the field and trying to expose them to a better level of hurling as well. And like you said, if they don't make it for senior inter-county or under 20 inter-county, that they go back to their clubs a better and more confident player.
Number 3, Eduardo Tume from Raheny sends it up there, and bodies flying, sticks coming in, but Dublin get their effort away. Not a great effort, but he might claim that it was a pass. That was number 17, Sam Curran from Lucan Sarsfields. and they persist, but just too congested in there. And back there for East Cork was Daniel McCarthy from Carricktool, and on the live chat on YouTube there were one or two of his supporters calling for his introduction. Well, he came in. Now that's slapped away there by Josh Hogan, number 7, and this is that man Cormac Barry, and that's a rather crude challenge, shall we say, which hasn't been in keeping with the game at all.
No, definitely not. No, it was very, very high, and look, at rightly so, the referee will talk to him, but like you said, hasn't been in keeping with the game. It has been really open. There's not been a dirty stroke all day, so look, it's just a pity to see something like that, but maybe a little bit of frustration creeping in there as well.
Yeah, because he's been that good, and maybe they're thinking we've got to stop him somehow, but a deserved yellow card there for that challenge.
It is, yeah, and look at Dublin, East Cork on the attack straight away, and I can maybe Dublin slowing down the play with them a little freeze too as well. So
now that's dropping in, and the sun will be in the eyes, but he still catches it. Finn O'Connor brilliantly and speeds away. Oh, what a finish as well. Finn O'Connor from the Stars, and that is direct hurling, but effective hurling, and a beautiful finish. Never mind the sun, never mind the defence, all his own work. Don't you love to see it? Route 1, traditional bang goal.
Yeah, brilliant. It's great to see those aspects of the game still in it. Someone brave enough and capable enough to put their hand up in the air and grab a ball and finish like that. Like you said, a real traditional score.
I think he caught it with his left, didn't he? And then put it off with his right into the net. You know, lovely skill, and that's what you like to see. Makes it 3-11 now to 8 points, and that's a 12-point lead for East Cork. Well on the way to retaining this title. They've been big supporters of it. They've enjoyed this competition down the years. They've got a lot out of it, but they've put an awful lot into it too. I mean, 4 teams for Dublin. This is going to go long. He's going for his own score, but I think that's going to the right. But a brave enough effort from Dara Maher rather. Maybe should have dropped it into the full forward, but he thought he had the range. Yeah,
well, like we said, they have got their 3 men in the full forward line there now, so the likes of that, better use of the ball. We've praised East Cork so much in the first half for their use of the ball as well, and that's maybe the difference. That middle third, they're winning balls and their use is very, very good, where Dublin at times haven't been like that. So look, when they have men in there now as well, put the ball in and keep the ball alive and keep it dangerous.
That's going to spill nicely for Hogan. Conal Murphy, captain of Dublin, uses the fullback Tomei. Murphy again. Now, what options have they got up there? I see Liam Fitzgerald, the East Cork centre half, is sort of ambling over. He's kind of loose over there, so he's kind of the spare man. But a little bit of room here. But he didn't take it at the first opportunity, and then you get punished, you get closed down. But still, Dublin persist. He's going for his own score, but brilliantly blocked down. It was a little bit obvious he was going for it, but it was well blocked down still by Josh Hogan. Now it comes in. Oh, and he flicks it. I'm very unlucky. He's got the connection and got there before the goalkeeper, but it sort of got stuck in the goal mouth. But they might still get a goal, Dublin. Coming across is the full back, number 3. And that is McSweeney, and eventually the goalkeeper is going to clear it. That's as close as Dublin have come to a goal, and it was close on 2 occasions, and the game could have done with that. But instead, it's East Cork coming away with Jack Mannix. This is the centre half forward who's been busy all through, Lenan, but he just can't get the ball up. In the red helmet, he pops it over rather easily in the end, and that little cameo there of 60 seconds has sort of summed up the game so far.
It is, yeah, missed opportunity for Dublin and Cork, although goal was on earlier on, but look, made use of the ball as well, Jamie Lenan, and got his point. It was really kind of an experienced thing to do as well, not try force to score either, so just take his point. But again, the Cork full back line, we said defended brilliantly with numbers, but they are actually defending by themselves those 50-50 balls as well, and they're very dogged back there as well, and the goalie involved as well, Conor Finn, has been excellent as well back there. So really good play by East Cork, and again, ball up the field and over the bar, so 4-point swing nearly.
Yeah, I was making the point, East Cork's goalkeeper and 2 in the full back line are all from the same club, whereas for Dublin you have Nafena, then up to Skerries, over to Raheny, then down south side to Crooks. I mean, they're not lads who have been used to playing with each other. They've sent in number 18, by the way, Dublin, Harry Dinnigan from St Vincent's, yet another club represented, which is great to see in a way. And that one played long towards the full forward, number 13, Ben Herbert. He's another from Raheny, actually, same club as Tomei. Now they feed it back and trying to get a score. Well, they get a free, but it's 3-12 to 8. Not that the scoreboard is hugely important in these games, but still.
No, but again, what we were saying, definitely in the second half with more bodies in there and more direct ball from Dublin, they are getting a bit more success out of it, and likes these frees as well. Like I said, just to keep him in the game and whatever. But the likes of Josh Hogan there, he's played really well, got under pressure for that. But it was the Dublin players running at him that put him under pressure. So again, Dublin, like you said, the score, how important is the score in these games? But they want to stay in contact. They want to see players' no attitude at this stage. Maybe is it like players don't want to see their heads drop and things like that. So again, we talk about the skills, that side of the development, but again, there's a side of it as well in their mind. We're losing, we're down, but are they willing to stay in the fight?
They've had it maybe a little bit too easy in the previous games, in the quarter-final and the semi-final. Dublin scored 226 against Down, and they scored 415 against Limerick. Didn't concede any goals, but obviously they've gone up a level here today. East Cork have scored 316 in both of their previous games, and they're well on the way now to getting that and maybe surpassing it. So they've been very consistent, very heavy scorers, and really nice on the eye as well. They've got a little bit of momentum here, and they are playing extremely well, and their coaches love the competition and they know how to coach for it. And there is their fourth goal, and that exceeds their tally of goals in the previous two games. It takes it to 4, and it was 24 who got it. Fionn Daly, and he's got the fourth goal of the game. He's from, is it Kilta Oak? And a sub is coming on now, and it's actually a goalkeeper coming in now for Dublin. So they really are emptying the bench, which is always good to see too. And the number 16 coming on is James Murphy from St Sylvester's. So at this stage, everybody's getting a game at it.
They are, like I said, it's brilliant to see, because what's gone on behind the scenes for all these counties and all these teams, not just here today, but what went on yesterday. They put in the same amount of work and all, as all the minor A teams do as well. So it's brilliant to see players getting the rewards and getting on the field, and it's brilliant to see the sidelines too, not getting too competitive either, and not changing their plans, because obviously it's premeditated, but that was a brilliant bit of skill.
Not once but twice. Yes. And he laid it on a plate, and he had to finish after all that, because it was great work. Jack Mannix finished it off, but it was Liam Galvin, wasn't it? No, number 11. That was, or Jamie, it was Jamie Linan, yes. The other number 11. Sorry, Jamie Linan from Youghal. That was beautiful. Love to see. But I was just thinking the game's opening up even more, and he's starting to go well.
It is, but it's that nature. Tricks. Yeah, it's the nature of the subs being introduced as well. Like, you know, that will open up a game. It'll change it as well. So look, we want to see. We're supporters too, and we're hurling fans and GAA fans. We want to see a bit of skill, and that definitely was.
And maybe this is a little bit harsh on sort of the A type of managers, but would that be frowned upon by some managers or coaches during games? You don't be showboating?
Well, it's funny, because I actually think it's a great part of it. As long as it's instinctive and it happens, then I think it's okay. But if you're premeditated and it's readable, well, then back to the drawing board.
You mean showing off?
Exactly. If it's instinctive, definitely. Brilliant bit of skill.
Now for East Cork, that was Jacob Coleman clearing his lines. He is from Lisgould. Chance here for Dublin. He's going to go low. Well, I say he was going for the crossbar and hoping it went low. It went over, but it's still a point for Dublin, and they are well into double figures now at least, but it's the goals that have killed them.
It is, yeah. And when they got their chances, they just didn't take them when they got a couple. But again, a brilliant bit of defending by the East Cork full back line as well. So a little bit of not taking their chances, but great defending back there.
I'm being advised on the live chat about how I pronounced the number 3, Eduardo, Tome. I did check with Dublin earlier on, and the first fella I asked, he said it's Toom. I says, you sure? And he came back and says, no, it's Tome. And now I've been told it's Tomar. But anyway, it's Dublin with a chance now of a goal, and they can't finish it. That looked absolutely certain to be a goal, and somehow it was saved in there. Was it the goalkeeper?
No, it wasn't. It was.
I thought it was someone else who had
defended. The white helmet.
Here we go. Let's have a look again.
17.
17 yeah, come in there for Dublin. That's Sam Curran. Or no, it's for East Cork. 17 was it?
East Cork 17.
Nicky Coughlin.
Nicky Coughlin, yeah.
Came in there, yeah.
From Middleton.
Yeah, another one from Middleton.
But that's what I'm saying. But like, missed chances again for Dublin. But the Cork full back line are defending very, very cleverly as well, and very brave in what they had.
Yeah, because you remember the first score for Dublin, there was so much room. Oh, he's put it in the net.
Yeah.
Great score for Dublin. Well, he pulled in that and got his reward, and Dublin have gone about scores a lot more creatively than that there, but that one just bang, goal, and it hasn't worked before, but that one worked.
It was, yeah, centre forward got it there for Dublin, so it was Liam Galvin.
Yeah, and that makes it 110 to 413, and looks a lot closer now on the scoreboard, looks a lot more interesting. And as I say, in previous games, East Cork conceded nothing goal-wise against Down, but they conceded 2-14 against West Cork in their semi-final, and now that's 110 for Dublin, 4-13 for East Cork, and maybe Dublin fancying this a little bit more now. That's Daniel McCarthy sending it into the full forward area, just in and around the D, defending by Tomar, and still, no, it doesn't go over. I thought that was going to go over. He spun there nicely, but didn't get it away. Remains 4-13 to 110, and we have just gone over the 3-quarter mark. So I got advice there from someone on the live chat, but then again, they also spelt my name with a G, so I'm a little bit skeptical there. It's one of my pet hits. If you want to really annoy me, call me Jeremy. 23 for Dublin, just doesn't quite get there. That's Evan Coyne. Every time you look up, there's another new name on the pitch, and that's good to see. Everyone getting plenty of game time. And that's a free for East Cork, the foul on Jamie Lennon, and he's had a terrific game. If you were looking at a straightforward player of the match today so far, a lot of stars out there for Cork who have really turned it on today, but who would you be looking at?
I think you just mentioned it there, Jamie Lennon. I think he's been very, very good as well, especially in the first half. Cormac Barry, I like the full back line even for East Cork have been very good as well. So loads of different things, and we said before the game, mightn't have known these players, but we're getting to know them a little bit more now and see what they're like. And like I said, the likes of Jamie Lennon, that direct running centre forward, he's been very, very good at it.
But you also said you liked Owen Ahern, the number 2, McSweeney, number 3,
yeah,
from the same club, and I liked the way that they were able to just almost instinctively pick up the full forward, and when one dropped back, the other one went in and got him, and that seems to me be one of the big differences here.
It is as well, and the likes of that defending, you can talk about skills and stick work and all that, but that instinctive thing back there to know when to go, when to stay, and to be brave enough to make a tackle is very good, and to sense danger. I love to see that in a defender. I love to see that knowing, be brave enough to leave your own man where he is and go to the danger to pick up ball or pick up space. I think that's very good, and like you said, maybe the club thing has a factor of that as well. They definitely know, but maybe young lads at times generally can get quiet in these environments at county. So the fact that they know each other a little bit more confident to say, you go, I stay, or that communication is so important.
East Cork are sending in 23, Colin Condon from SARS. He started the game, if you remember, and now he's coming back on. So they've emptied the bench, and now they're emptying it again. Although the big lad's coming off. Is he hurt, actually? Maybe that was an injury. He's had to come in there, but an effort here now from well inside his own half by the fullback Matthew McSweeney, who's been super in this game as well.
He broke his hurl on the strike.
Did he?
He did.
Oh yeah, he's calling for it. Wow. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, he's calling for it, and he's gone back. Well, he's actually looking for the hurl from behind his goals rather than from the sideline, so the goalkeeper's going to get him one of his. So he's out of action temporarily. Doesn't happen often, does it?
No, not in a clash or anything. It doesn't happen anymore, unfortunately. I'd love to see it.
One smashed yesterday, but it was someone coming in with a block, but it wouldn't happen often with striking a ball from a free. That's
no,
unusual.
definitely not. No, but I suppose in this weather maybe hurls getting dry as well, so that probably has a lot to do with it.
Maybe. That's Jacob Coleman, and he's put it to the right and he's put it wide. 15 coming in for Dublin is Alan Delaney. Now he didn't start the game, and he's from Ballyboden St Enda's, so he's come in. We've gone up to about 500 devices again on the live stream on the official GAA YouTube channel. 24 for Dublin has gone in. PJ O'Toole from St Sylvester's. Well, they've 37 listed in the programme, and they must be darn close to.
Yeah, they'll do well to get them all on, but they are close to it.
Yeah, they're doing their best. Fair play. That's the spirit of the competition. It's still going, and they've got a goal a few minutes ago, and they might be looking for another one here. And he goes off his left side, but it was good defending, yeah. Edged out and made the challenge at the right time on Callum D. Didn't see who it was made the.
Yeah, it was Liam Fitzgerald, the joint captain and centre back. But again, it's just that cleverness to be in the right place and brave enough then to get that flick in as well. And eyes on the ball, always about the ball. It was very, very good.
When you say eyes on the ball. Can you give me more detail of what that means from a hurling point of view?
Well, sometimes if you get like a player going towards goal, you can get blind and you can kind of take a chance on it. If you can't see the ball in front of him, you're kind of swiping. You can make contact with the hurl, you can make contact with the player, you can make contact with nothing. All are frees. But if you're brave enough to put that hurl in, you have to get the ball. So it's eyes on the ball. Sometimes we can get obsessed with the man or getting an arm across and make it physical, but as long as you have eyes on the ball and you're getting, I think, the referee will give you the benefit of the doubt. So
you wait until the player plays the ball
100%.
And it's visible.
Exactly. You wait for your chance. The likes of the great Willie O'Connor from Kilkenny, I thought he was always brilliant on it. Player running even at him, Willie would back up, not rushed it. He always waited for that chance. Even, talking to coaching young players, if you have a little small lad marking a big lad wins the ball, he still has to throw it up to hit it. You're still going to get your chance for that flick, so just wait. I know if you're back in around the square defending, it's a little bit more panic, but out around the field like that, just wait your time. He will throw it up to hit it and tackle.
Interesting. That's good advice. And there's another goalkeeping substitution. So it's East Cork on this occasion. Conor Finn, as you were saying, has had a good game, but they've sent in 16. That's Finnan O'Donovan from SARS, another from that club, and he pings the slither down into the Dublin half just over halfway, but it's Dublin who pick it up. Now, is he going to go for his own score from there? I fancy he is. He wasn't looking for the full forward there, but he's put it straight into the goalkeeper's right hand. And by the way, on the live chat, I'm just picking up a message there from Munster. The Middleton lads won the last 2 Premier 1 championships and leagues in Cork, but only 1 player in the A team, so they're top quality, and it's great to see them in there. That's an interesting point. I'll come to that in a second, but let's follow here, because Finn O'Connor has gone on his left, gone on his right, and has shown nice versatility there to adapt to the situation and put it over the bar beautifully. But an interesting point there. So Middleton winning the last 2 Premier 1 championships and leagues in Cork, but only 1 lad in the A squad. But this squad here, they've got they'd 6 starting the game, so this is where they're really getting to flourish and play at a county level, and that's important, isn't it?
It is. You can see, like we mentioned before, we heard that stat as well, the goalie, the cornerback, Owen Ahern and Matthew McSweeney as well, their quality in the game, that was kind of visible from early on as well, so you can see there's a bit of quality about them. And it's be interesting to see now and pay more attention to the Cork minor team, that we have a little bit of knowledge about these now, and we can maybe compare. Maybe it's unfair because it's at different level and you have to take that into account, but definitely you can see that we know these players, what they're up against, and things that maybe why they weren't picked, because the Cork full back line must be very strong.
But there will be a lot of accusations in hurling, as you know, whether it's a lazy one or not, that the traditional clubs will get picked, players from there will get picked, and maybe they don't go for counties that aren't maybe the biggest, or clubs that aren't necessarily the biggest clubs. So that accusation will be out there, whether it's true or not. But from Middleton's point of view, either way, only 1 guy in the A's, but a lot of lads here who are doing absolutely brilliantly for this squad. So this is perfect for them, and they're getting to show what they can do here. So that's another benefit of the competition.
It is a benefit of the competition, and it's the only kind of proof, or the only kind of result then, is how will the A's go on then? Will they go on winning All Ireland? If they do, they kind of cancel out all the critics, and if they don't, then it's a can of worms that they open up. But look at
but at least they're not being lost to that level.
No,
at least they have a chance here to put their hand up now and say, well, hold on, you might be wrong here, consider me again.
And it's okay to admit you were wrong if you're big enough to admit it, and it's okay to see these lads, like we have the likes of Cormac Barry in the first half. He scored 1-3, he's excellent. Obviously he's a quality. Maybe he was a fringe player, minor, the A's, and to this as well. Finn O'Connor again, I think he's 1-3 there as well, including that sideline ball. So all these players, and likes of Owen Ahern, Matthew McSweeney, Liam Fitzgerald, they've all played really well. So maybe we're not giving the A's enough credit in the fact that these boys
they must be good.
Yeah, they're only just off the panel as well, and there has to be a line somewhere as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's not easy to pick.
Oh, no, it's not, and especially with big numbers.
Yeah, I guess. To be fair, that's the other side of it, because like you get trials and what have you, and you're watching games, but the talent that's available and how do you pick between one and the other, it's not easy.
Yeah, and if you're picking it,
is that over?
No, it's just why. But if you're picking if any of the selectors or any of the committees go in to pick a panel, maybe you have 10 or 15 superstars or like that, everyone will pick. Then you get an next 10 that there's a bit of a debate over, and then after that, then you're thinking it's nearly personal choice or preference, and maybe it's not ability, maybe it's their attitude. You see something different in them, you like, and you want to work with them.
Yeah, they're spoiled for choice in a way, though, aren't you? You have so many players there, and it comes down to really fine margins.
Oh, it does, yeah.
Another message coming in from Paul McMahon. Best wishes to the 2 lads from Lisgould. That's from the McMahons watching in Italy. Is everybody on holidays this week? Seems to be.
We have lovely weather in Ireland now to stay at home this week.
Exactly, yeah, you'd be raging if you booked a holiday away, and it's that nice here. This is the number 23 for Dublin, and that is Evan Coyne. I think that went over the line, did it not? No, he's kept going, and Coyne has fed it in. A nice turn, nice take, nice turn, and gets it over the bar rather than under, but a nice finish to make it 1-12 now for Dublin, and up against 4-16, and I think it was Callum D again who got that score. He's
been very good as well.
He has, and he's one of the guys maybe who hasn't gone off, or I don't think he's gone off.
No, he hasn't. I think he's been there ever present. I suppose look at the advantage he has is that free taking ability as well, so you want to keep them lads on the field. You know, maybe they don't have a recognised free taker within the panel as well, so he's getting maybe the benefit of that. But look, he's done really well. I think that's his third point maybe. He got 2 in the first half, so really good. And the likes of him, we're talking about East Cork all the time as well, and the performances that they've had today as well. But Dublin had some really good performances too, in the likes of Galvin at centre forward and Colum D. Their full forward line with limited ball, maybe with limited bodies as well, but they fought hard in there as well for their chances. Who
stays and got booked off camera there a moment ago. We're swinging around to see now, but if you look at the physio here down to our left now in the shot, he is treating the Dublin player, and there's quite a bit of blood around his hand there, so some sort of challenge went on the last minute or so to do that, and doesn't seem to be bothering him too much. He's not exactly looking like he's in an awful lot of pain, but he's obviously had some sort of a cut there, but sure, it's a war win for hurlers, isn't it?
Oh yeah, a scar, what would you call a scar of pride maybe?
Yeah, number 18 Harry Dinnigan there, no bother, and there he is getting straight in immediately, exactly. And he's won it, and he's done well because he's broken it for Evan Coyne. Clash of the Ash, because Matthew McSweeney got in there as he's done so often throughout the game, and he's been a terrific full-back today, and you can see why he's joined captain of the team.
Yeah, definitely, and a big strong man there as well. But look, really, again, we can talk about him all day long in the development and different things, and Cork have introduced, and I like Dublin, so many good lads as subs there as well, but there is still a bit of a bite in the game at times there as well, which is good to see. But the Cork backs have been very good. I look, it's probably easier played as well when your forwards are putting the ball over the bar. You're under a bit less pressure too, and the game is kind of opened up. But definitely, we mentioned the Cork defending with numbers, but well able to defend 1v1 as well.
And we talked earlier about how relaxed it all is. Even before the game, you know, when they were out on the pitch, you could hear the coaches shouting at the sets of players, you know, relax, enjoy it, puck the ball about. And I was chatting to a few of the Cork coaches out there just standing on the pitch before, and there certainly was an intensity out there. They were letting the lads just enjoy the occasion and the sunshine and getting ready for the game. And the coaches, there's a lot of O'Briens out there. They were all related, or some of them are related. They were telling me there's Paddy O'Brien there, Sean O'Brien, James Nihan from Cloyne, and Cian Healy from Lisgould. And a message has just come in from Anne Healy. Well done to Cian and the lads, doing East Cork proud. And that is true. East Cork, super goal for Dublin, and he finished that beautifully. The keeper had no chance with that, and that's the second goal for Dublin. I'm just trying to see the back of his jersey, and it was number 17 for Dublin, Sam Curran from Lucan Sarsfields. Great finish, Eddie. It
was a brilliant finish through a crowd as well, so definitely the keeper at no fault. A shot like that, a bullet of a shot through a crowd.
Oh, Craigie, no.
No, it's a brilliant finish, and he's done well since he came on as well. That's a goal and a point for him.
And from distance, is that going? No, it's just going to the left. Decent efforts, but just going to the left for Dublin from Darren Maher. Remains 4-16 to 2-12. But that's 6 goals we've had now and 28 points. You can't argue.
No, but we've seen, I know we've said it's been a bit loose at times maybe, and it's open hurling, but that can create those chances, and there's a bit of skill as well. And we've seen loads of nice hurlers, loads of really good players here today as well, which is brilliant to see, because a lot of people wouldn't be exposed to seeing him. So really good, and likes that chap, like, he won't forget that goal he scored there either.
That's lovely play by Colin Condon, just underlining exactly what you're saying. He left it off to Jacob Coleman, and Jacob now from a very difficult angle has just put it wide. So in the last couple of minutes of play here, and they're still sending on subs. 22 going in for East Cork now, and that's Jack Mannix going back in again.
He is, Jack has got a point in both halves already, so look at he done very well when he came in earlier on as well, so look at he's keen to get back on the ball, I suppose.
Dublin fan on saying fair play to East Cork, great performance. Hope that our Dubs build on the experience of the competition in today's game. Well, I guess that's basically the point about it. They'll learn from this, and the fact they've had a quarter-final, they've had a semi-final, the 3 round-robin games before that as well. So consistent hurling, consistent games, and when you can guarantee games and when you can organise the competitions in a very professional way, that's exactly what is needed. 4:16 plays 2:12 in the last 30 seconds of normal time, and Dublin fancying another score here, but that's just going to go over the line.
65.
Yep. The referee's done well, hasn't he? Patrick Murphy, he's let the game go and he's refereed it in the right way, and there's been no bother apart from that one challenge early in the second half, and you know, they didn't make too much of it.
No, and he's an accomplished referee too, Pat, from I think it's Ballinkillen Club in Carlow, so it won't phase him anyway, definitely not.
17 for East Cork is Nicky Coughlin. Clears his lines, and that's Evan Coyne. Or rather, it's not, that's the other 23, sorry, that's Cullen Condon trying to get the ball, and he's aghast at the decision and the referee, and is going to just settle that down a little bit. He's getting a little bit too excited at this stage as we're in added time. He might get a yellow card as well. I think he is. We will be staying on, by the way, for the presentation. Not just of the cup, but also of the best and fairest award. I'm not going to ask you to pick that. It's a little bit difficult to pick. I'm not sure who's choosing it, but it's not necessarily the player of the match. It's one maybe best attitude and best application, that kind of thing. So that will be made at the end of the game. Free in for Dublin. They'll go for a goal, won't they?
Surely, for the occasion even, you know, yeah, might as well. Like, I mean, it's a respectable score, 4:16 to 2:12.
It is, and he's going low. Of course he is.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant.
Even more respectable now.
Yeah, definitely.
He drove it all the way through, and the Dublin bench enjoyed that one. Lots of smiles down below us, and there you see it again. 3:12 now to Dublin, 4:16. Nice finish for Dublin in added time at the end of the game. Oh, nice take. We've seen a lot of nice takes like that, and off he goes. Oh, and beautifully tackled as well. That was textbook tackling there by Scott Cassidy Walker. He really stole that away from him. 18 for East Cork is Daniel Nyhan. I presume Daniel, well, he's from Lisgould actually. I was going to say he must be related to James Nyhan in the management, but he's Cloyne, different club. That one played in to the corner forward area. Dublin are finishing with a bit of a flourish here, but just as I say that, Jack Tierney wins possession and gets a free as well. And the referee's book's coming out again. His notebook is being used twice in added time at the end of the game now. Just after, I think we were talking about the referee, he's become a little bit busier.
Yeah, but look at these you know, these boys are obviously competitive too, like, you know, so they want to finish, there's a bit of pride in them as well.
4:16, 3:12, 62 and a half minutes gone. There was 2.5 minutes added at the end of the first half, now at the end of the second, but a little bit more as well. 15 was Alan Delaney who put it in there, looking for another wee goal at the end. Not happening. It's got a little bit messy down in that corner, but eventually comes across, and it's Barry who's had a quieter second half, but he pulls on that, and there is the final whistle blown by Pat Murphy at the end of a very enjoyable 2024 Electric Ireland Corn John Scott Cup final here in UPMC Nowlan Park, and a generous round of applause, very much deserved by both sets of players, and big sets of players because everybody got a game, and by both sets of management as well, who crucially entered into the spirit of the whole thing. It is all about the game of hurling winning. It's the 9th year of these competitions, and again it has underlined the value of it, and Eddie Doyle's been with me throughout. And Eddie, you know, yesterday we did Fermanagh and Leitrim, and they were telling me that 14 of the Fermanagh lads who are playing today in Croke Park have come through Celtic Challenge, so it's different maybe in counties like Fermanagh as opposed to, you know, the hurling strongholds in the likes of Cork and Tipperary, but that is the value of the game, isn't it? And a lot of these lads can go on now and they can stay in the game and play it under 20 and senior. Definitely,
and I would imagine you were talking about the tier 2 counties then and the importance of those, but I can not guarantee, but if you look back, there's probably a senior hurler somewhere in Kilkenny or Limerick or Cork or Tipperary, some of the more traditional counties that you know. I bet you he's played at this level too. I think the likes of Kieran Joyce, maybe in Kilkenny from the Roaring Steed Club, played centre back in an All-Ireland senior final. If I'm not mistaken, I think Kieran played this competition as well. So again, we talk about development and it happens to different players. We can talk about players not playing at the minor level, the likes of Seamus Harnedy from Cork. All these people didn't play a minor county, probably didn't play this either because it mightn't have been available to him, but he's come on and look what he's doing for the Cork senior hurlers now. And I think that's the proof. If in 10 years time, if you can turn around and you can say, well, I remember that player from Dublin or East Cork playing in Nowlan Park on that June bank holiday weekend, playing in that Celtic Challenge, and now he's playing senior inter-county for his county. Sorry, I was watching the celebrations. But wouldn't that be great as well? And if they can go back to their clubs, like we said as well, and develop and be better and become senior players in their club as well. So again, different ages, different people progress at different stages in their career. So yeah, really good to see them today. And look, it's a brilliant competition. Brilliant competition.
Absolutely. Brilliant competition indeed, and lots of comments underlining that online from the big crowd that has been online watching it. Decent crowd here as well. And they're all coming onto the pitch now, but the presentation will be made imminently. Nearly got that out, imminently, quickly, in the next few minutes, I would imagine, although the Dublin players are walking in the wrong direction at the moment.
It is, yeah, we can see the Dublin players coming off the field, and the East Cork boys, obviously, they're delighted. They're after winning a final, so it's they're all getting their congratulations. But the Dublin boys, you know, you can...
Player of the match wise, sorry to interrupt you there, but yeah. I think they are asking for our opinion, so let's give it. I mean, Cormac Barry had a terrific first half. Jamie Linan was really good overall, but in defence, Matthew McSweeney didn't really let anything past him in the whole game. But you're the expert here, you tell me.
Again, we start with Dublin. I think Dublin as well, and the fact that they didn't drop their heads and they got the score back to a respectable score, I think was very, very good as well. So the likes of Callum D, I think, was very good. Liam Galvin, very good. Sam Curran, good. Again, the likes of Darren Mark coming on as a sub as well. The players all over the field. Their centre back Conal Murphy, very steady on the ball as well, and a mature head on him there as well when he's back there with that ball. And like you said, the full back line and the goalie as well, really good. Conor Finn, Owen Ahern, and Matthew McSweeney, the three Middleton boys. The likes of Cormac Barry, number 8, started in midfield as well. The first half he was excellent. He scored 1-3. You'd have to give him brilliant credit for that. Jamie Linan, we got to see what he's like. You know, we mentioned Seamus Harnedy there. I'm not comparing him to him, but just saying that type of player in the half forward line can carry the ball as well. Did really good. There he got his goal and a point. Jude Devoy again. But the likes of Finn O'Connor, the first half, lovely bit of a skill on the far side, put the sideline ball over the bar. He got 2 points in the first half and he got 1-1 in the second half. So the likes of him, I think he was just exceptional there all day.
Absolutely, and it's a slightly different category, player of the match as opposed to best and fairest, but I think all those lads would fit into both of those categories. But I'm going to have to ask you to pick one of those though. Did you go for Finn O'Connor? Was that you going for him?
Yeah, well, look at I think, like you said, the traditional thing, Finn O'Connor man of the match as well, but we'll give it to Finn O'Connor, but look, a special mention to the likes of the Cork, East Cork full back line, who defended as well, and not a dirty strike back there either as well. So just eyes for the ball all the time and really clinical. So look, at the full back line did really well, but we go for Finn O'Connor.
Fair enough. You can message them, you can tell them, and we'll see if they go with that. But maybe they're just asking an opinion, maybe they're asking others as well. But we'll find out in the next few minutes. They are getting ready for the presentation over there. I can see over in the stand, and the cup is there, glistening in the sunshine here in Kilkenny. That's the Electric Ireland Corn John Scott, won by East Cork, second year in a row. But there's no urgency, certainly, of them trying to move over. But I now hear, I think, a microphone being made ready. The presentation, by the way, will be made by the Kilkenny chairperson. That's PJ Kenny. So I expect him to speak in the next few seconds, and then we will leave it to him. I am still watching your messages coming up on the live chat, and people reminding us that these lads are all 16 and maybe 17.
Yeah, they're only chaps, and as well. But you go back to the scores at these, and we often would say young chaps can be inconsistent, but you can talk about the likes of the scores that Cork got today, the last day, and the day before. So there's a serious bit of quality for those players at that age to be that consistent.
Absolutely. I think there was a speech started to be made there, but it was maybe one of those ones who are just trying to alert players to come over, and they are now ambling over that way. But the players are already on the pitch for the next game, or at least one of the teams. And the next game is Tipperary Blue against Kilkenny. Really looking forward to that one. So that will be on a live stream as well, not on this actual link, but on a separate link. But we will be bringing that one to you this afternoon as well. So please join us for that one. And I'm sure you're really looking forward to that one, Eddie.
Yeah, I suppose at this stage people have kind of caught on to I'm a Kilkenny man, so I've referenced Kilkenny enough times.
Really?
In that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So again, look at it. For us in Kilkenny, I know Limerick are our biggest rivals. We'd like to think they're our biggest rivals, that we're going to be there every day to battle against them. But traditionally, it's these boys, no matter what age they are, in those blue and gold jerseys. I think we bring out the best in each other, no matter whether it's Celtic Challenge, whether it's minor, whether it's under 14, or whether it's senior. So I'll throw a guess on it that we might have a little bit more intensity in that game. Hopefully we do, and we get the same quality, same scores as well that we've had in the first game. But definitely, looking forward to that one.
I'm not sure if we're going to pick up the audio perfectly from this, so I might have to relay what they're saying, but I'll stop talking for a minute.
The competition has been played. It's a fair competition, mixed teams from Donegal to Cork, Tyrone to Waterford. It helps strong games that we got and played all those years ago, nurture the young talent and keep spreading our national game. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Electric Ireland, our referee Patrick Murphy and all his officials. Last night, UPMC Nowlan Park hosted the under-20 final, and this morning I would like to thank our underage squad members and our officials who helped out in cleaning up the pitch, dressing rooms, and our stand here today, so we could have a representative for the Celtic Challenge final. Thanks very much for that. And without further ado, I'm going to present the cup to our joint captains, Matthew McSweeney and Eve Fitzgerald. Now we're going to present the medals individually to each Cork player here, and I call on these named players. Number 1, Connor Fitt. Number 2,
They're all getting their moment here, Eddie. That's nice to see, isn't it?
Yeah, but it is. It's brilliant. Yeah, exactly. Soak it, milk it for everything they can get. I think. I know you would.
Can you imagine them trying to do this in Croke Park in the All-Ireland Senior Hurling Final? Every single player coming up one at a time. But maybe they should adopt that. Maybe it's a good idea.
Yeah.
But there's a big squad here. They're going to go through them all.
There's a big squad, yeah. But if you're back to the medals, and I know it's a brilliant occasion, and if you talk to any of the fellas locally or anywhere around the country about their medals, and it's great. It's something they look back on. But on the day, it's about I think it's the winning, and it's what they've done. More so than actually getting the medal in their hand or around their neck.
But for the likes of the families all around there, that's just a little moment for them,
It is, and I'm sure there'll be loads of pictures after this as well,
Yeah, you see all the parents down below, the parents paparazzi with all their phones and getting all their pictures, and then they all come down these days, and there's always a photograph of the clubs, groups, and all sorts of things,
brilliant.
and family groups. Yeah. They still haven't given out the Best and Fairest award. To see the trophy still sitting there, it's maybe been saved to the end.
Maybe so, yeah.
Number 14, Keith Stack.
I'm thinking we need to get ready for the next game here, so could you hurry up a wee bit, please? Moving along there, come on. Boys are walking over as slow as they can. Come on, lads. Line up there and take it one at a time.
Well, what's in
Is that the reserve keeper? It is, yeah. He got a game. I think everybody got a game.
They did, yeah, which is brilliant. But like the medal presentation, I think there's 26 players for Cork. There was Dublin up there now, there's 37.
I know.
Number 18, Dan.
Well, they might have that too here, you never know.
Number 19, Dan.
I think the presenter there, PJ Kenny, I think he referred to last night's game as well, didn't he? Here,
you're going to be barely hearing me refer to it. I'm sure he was a proud chairman to have the likes of that under 20 final here with the commemoration of of James Nowlan as well. Such a crowd. I wasn't actually here. I was away for the weekend, but looking at it on television, it just was the crowd in Nowlan Park. And I've been here hundreds of times, and it just looked something that was just spectacular. Of course, in this country, the weather makes everything as well, but it was brilliant. And again, you go back to a few years ago, and it was Tip v Offaly in that minor final here with that last minute flick. So I'd say I'm Offaly boys now. I'd say that the old tip on as well. And look, it doesn't always happen, but they got over the line, and I'm sure going back up to Offaly last night or this morning, they're definitely a chest filled with pride going up there.
Well, they actually left at 11 o'clock last night. PJ was saying he couldn't get rid of them until 11 o'clock last night. But boys like him, are here again early this morning, organising everything. Fair play to the effort he puts in. Jarlath referred to what you're talking about. He said 3 years ago, Offaly were learning lessons. Last night they were giving lessons. And that got a big round of applause.
Yeah, it's a great quote.
Jarlath's good for a quote.
Yeah, he's good for a quote. But I'd buy into that. I wear my heart on my sleeve too at times, so I'd buy into the likes of those quotes.
Oh, absolutely. He nailed it. He got it absolutely right. And the faithful county, he referred to them as well. But it was their day, their night, and it was great to see. But here, as I say, today, it's great to see these lads now. And in ways, it's just as important here in Nowlan Park. And you referred to James Nowlan. I didn't know all the history about James Nowlan, that Nowlan Park is named after. His centenary of his death is this year. And when I asked PJ earlier on, have you any idea what date? I couldn't find it online. He says, wait a minute. And he came back a minute later and gave me a book on James Nowlan. So I'll look it up. There's plenty of history there. But he was the longest serving GAA president ever. He did 20 years from 1901. Jarlath will only get the 3. But he's the longest serving, and obviously will remain that way. And the cup last night was named after James Nowlan as well, and apparently it was him who bought Croke Park, or had something to do with it, or a lot to do with it as well. So very influential man back in the day. Yeah,
not only involved in Croke Park, but in Leinster as well. I think he was chairman of the Leinster Council as well as but he was obviously, and I think it was actually a man from South Kilkenny, and look, I should know his name. I actually can picture the man, but he actually wrote the book as well. So again, it's all these things, whether they're on the field, off the field, we create kind of heroes and stuff in the GAA, which is brilliant to have, and people to reference like that and stories to talk about. Yeah, Jim Welch, that's him. Yeah, Jim Welch, Steve Ruman.
Yeah, he wrote the book. He gave me a copy for Jarlath as well.
Very good.
Get that to him as soon as I can. Now, are we going to have this best and fairest trophy, or do you think they've given it out already, or they're waiting for it? I'm not quite sure. I don't think that's going to be done here, I think they've stopped making the speeches, so we could maybe leave it there as the photograph is taken of the East Cork squads by the photographers and the parents paparazzi. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage. We're going to have a break now and come back with another stream, the 4th of this weekend on the Electric Ireland Celtic Challenge weekend of finals, and that will be Tipperary Blue against Kilkenny, so join us for that. But for now, from UPMC Nowlan Park, it's goodbye.